Welcome to EDTE 255, Introduction to Democratic Perspectives in K-12 Education. This is Module 12, the Classroom as Community, Part 1, the Reading Recap. This whole chapter has looked at your classroom as a small community, and also in the context of a larger community in your school and even the community outside of school. The chapter focuses on four main ideas: classroom management, building community, social issues, and goodness of fit of you within the school environment. When it comes to classroom management, research has shown that there are a lot of components that help facilitate successful classroom management. This book chapter hits on a few of those ideas, and I'm just going to highlight a few of them here for you now. Components of good classroom management include rules, consequences, clear routine and procedures, being mentally prepared and set to teach, having open communication between teacher and students, between students and students, between teachers and administration, and between teachers and parents. Also, good classroom management comes along with engaging lessons that are comprehensible to students. Students who understand what they're expected to do and understand the content are less likely to act out. Also, the physical classroom environment has an impact on how successful classroom management will work. We need to make sure that our classroom is open and plenty of room for students to move around and also available for them to interact socially. Also, good classroom management includes class identity, making sure that students can see themselves in their classroom, have ownership in their classroom, and also can have responsibilities in the classroom and have their work and successes acknowledged. When it comes to building community in the classroom management foundations help in that respect. But there are certain things that you can do as a classroom teacher and strategies you can use. First of all, you need to know the names of your students, and you need to know who they are individually. You also have to create a classroom where everyone feels included, and this includes not just minorities, but even instances where you might not recognize somebody as feeling excluded. And they need to see that not only in terms of being welcome in the classroom, but in the curriculum materials that you use. Do students of color see themselves in the textbooks and the books that you choose to read? Do students who might be a gender or sexual orientation minority see themselves included in the curriculum? Also, it's important to have recognition in the classroom. When students do a good job, acknowledge it. When they, either if it's for behavior or for their work. Also, allow students to have some ownership in the classroom and have buy-in. One way to do this is have them help create the school or classroom rules. Also, make sure that your students have a voice, and that is connected to having them have a say in the rules, but make sure they have an opportunity to talk and voice their opinion in class. Also, it's important that students have an opportunity to interact and discuss ideas in the classroom. They need to be able to interact with a wide variety of students, not just the same students every day. Other ways that you can build community in your classroom is have your students service the larger community or the school itself. This could be through service learning projects or even with working with classrooms at different ages. For example, having older students read to younger students, or maybe having middle school students or high school students go create some type of community activity at a local nursing home or memory care facility. And then also, as always, communication is key, as indicated under classroom management. Teachers need to be in consistent and reliable and clear communication with parents and students administration. The book also addresses a few social issues that can affect how your community is built in your classroom and can underline some other classroom management issues. Specifically, they talk about bullying, and that can surface in a variety of ways, either explicitly or implicitly. And there are different types of bullying, such as verbal bullying, which is verbal harassment or teasing. There can be social and relational bullying, where students might ostracize or exclude another student in activities or maybe on the playground. There can also be physical bullying, where students will actually physically shove or push or hurt another student. Your book also talks about cyberbullying and how students will use social media to bully or harass their peers. And then there's also sexual harassment, which sometimes is classified as a type of bullying as well, where there's unwanted and persistent advances or flirting between students. And then finally, your book talks about the idea of goodness of fit. It's important for you to know who you are and what your educational philosophies are. And it's also important for you to learn about a school and a community's philosophy about education as well, because there may not be a match there, and that's okay. You're entitled to have your own philosophy about education, as is a school or a district. As you go on the job market and have interviews, you'll want to ask questions that can help you understand the perspective and framework of a school. If you find that a school's not a fit, then it's okay to not take the job if offered. But in the interview process, it might become clear that you're not a fit. Again, this chapter was about building community, usually through the context and the idea of classroom management. There are many theories of classroom management, such as the ones I posted on the screen. Some of them are related to ideas that you've already seen in this course, such as the idea of behaviorism, or how we condition students either classically or operantly. We also see ideas of social discipline, assertive discipline, group management, love and logic, choice theory, natural consequences, interdiscipline. The list goes on. The purpose of this course isn't to introduce you to those theories, but it is important for you to realize that throughout your preparation in the credential program, you will learn about these different theories and see which ones best fit you and the community in which you teach. Again, you will learn more about these theories in depth in your other teacher education courses, specifically a Fundamentals of Teaching Practice course. If you have any questions about the content in this reading recap or in module, please contact me via the email listed on the screen. As always, make sure to take the quiz based on the chapter, and make sure to post your initial response and replies to the discussion board.